Welcome, property investors. This is the Building in Perth podcast. If you're a property investor or you're curious about investing in property in Western Australia, this is the podcast for you. The reason for that is we're not going to hold back. We're not going to sugarcoat things. We're certainly not going to bullshit you. And we're going to exploit everything that you need to know. There's a lot of negative press at the moment in WA regarding building, and it doesn't have to be. So what we're going to do is help you navigate through that bullshit and create your wealth free of charge. We're just giving you this information. Every month we're going to have special guests on who are industry professionals, and then we're going to release an episode every single Monday.
Boom, and we're back. Welcome to the Building Perth podcast, everybody. I am your host, Chris Holland. Today, this is going to be a podcast just letting you know about the admin side of things, okay? So, two parts to construction, basically. Obviously, there's the on-site construction, which is when the slab goes down, you get your bricks or your timber goes up, your house actually physically gets built. And then there's a pre-construction phase. Now, the pre-construction phase is almost more frustrating than the actual construction phase, especially if you're building with one of the big companies that take 18 months to build a house. That can be quite frustrating. But on top of that, actually the admin side of things is really frustrating because there's nothing you can do as a client. Now, I just want to give you a bit of a in-depth breakdown on what actually happens through this phase. So it can take between 4 and 6 months. Our company currently sits about 4 months, but look, it's so many factors, right? So in short, I just want to go through to you what happens in those 3 stages of the admin side of things, and I'm just going to break them down for you. Here we go, bang. Number 1, PPA. So you found a block of land, you already own the block of land, you've got your finance sorted, etc. You've picked the house, you've modified it, you've made changes, you're happy with the inclusions that you're going to get. I've gave you a price and you're super happy with it. We sign our first contract, which is the PPA, Preliminary Plans Agreement, okay? Now it's called a PPA or a PPV or a pre-contract agreement. Every company's got a different name for it. Ours is called a PPA. Basically, it's a contract to say that this house costs this much with this inclusions on this block of land, blah. Now, you sign a PPA, you pay the builder a deposit. We charge $5,000. Some builders charge 2, some builders charge 10, but basically you pay a deposit to the builder to begin works. Now, this is the only bit of money you pay the builder, really, until such times as your stage claims come out, which is when your slab goes down, which is when you sign an invoice from the builder, it goes to your bank of choice, or your mortgage broker, I should say, and then from then you will release that funds into your bank account, and then they pay the builder. So, in short, the builder has to cop quite a lot of money out of pocket for that small deposit. So we charge $5,000. Double stories might be a bit more. So PPA, we get the deposit off you, and then we issue your receipt. Then, from then, we order a contour survey. A contour survey is when we send someone to your block of land, if titled, and we do a proper site survey of it. Now, even if you bought a block of land in the past or it's an established area, we will get another one just to make sure that it's 100% correct. Then we get a site report. So a site report is basically someone comes out, they test the soil, then we can actually fix your site work cost, right? So at the PPA stage, it's sort of a guesstimate as such. But once we have those 2 things, then we can actually fix it. Then we order a BAL, bushfire attack level report, which is basically a fire rating, depending on, basically someone comes out and they measure how far you are to any bushland, and it will determine if there's any additional materials we need to add into your house at this stage. Now, that's not required in all areas, but if it is, it is. Then from there, we get your working drawings completed. We prepare your HIA contract. Now, the HIA contract, basically, after we fix your site works cost, which we can only do after we've got the contour survey and the site report, we get your HIA contract. Your HIA contract is your last contract that you're going to sign with us, and then that's you fixed and locked in, right? So then those numbers that were in the PPA get absolutely sharpened up, and it's the exact amount that we're going to then progress with. So you sign your HIA contract. Then we give you receipts of that. Happy days. That's admin stage 1. That approximately takes 4 to 5 weeks. Okay. Admin stage 2 takes 6 to 8 weeks. Once the HIA is done, we book you in for pre-start immediately. Then you go, so we send you to the pre-start consultant. Her name's Nomu Bame in Subiaco. She's amazing. There's lots of different ways to do this. Some people do it in-house. We prefer sending you there because you get more of a experience, right? Actually, it's royalty treatment, if I'm being frank. So From then, you go and do your pre-start. Now, this can take a week, it can take 2 weeks, it can take 4 weeks. And some clients, not going to name names, but you know who I'm talking to, one of our clients, it can still take up to 3-4 months. It depends on you, really. So you do your pre-start, you make all your selections, your tile color choices, and blah, 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 blah. Then what happens is you come back to us with a pre-start variation. Now, if there's additional things you want to add that hasn't been included, or you want to upgrade or degrade, then we need a couple of weeks to actually prepare a variation for you. Then after the variation's done, you'll accept, yep, we want to go ahead with this, but we don't want to go ahead with this and this, etc., etc. That takes a couple of weeks. And then once that's done and signed and we're happy to proceed, we issue a final addenda. Now, your addenda, guys, is like a Bible for trading and builders and clients. The addenda has things like what type of door handle you've chosen, what brand is it, what model is it. It also has to go out to all of our tradies. So, for instance, when the plumber is installing your second fix plumbing, they need to know exactly which brand of tap you've chosen. Locations, extent with the working drawings, the addenda, your painter gets the addenda. Every single trade gets your addenda, so it's very important. But we can only finish all this once pre-start's done. So that's stage 2, phase 2. It takes 6 to 8 weeks approximately, but really that depends on you guys and how long it takes you. Stage 3 is phase 3, sorry, I keep saying stage, whatever you want to say. Stage 3 takes about 4 to 5 weeks. Now, this is when we order your structural engineer. We get an energy report done on your house and land. We get a full CDC, which is an independent surveyor, checks over everything, stamps it off. Then we send it to the council, and the council either agrees or disagrees with it and comes back to us and says, actually, you need to tweak this a little bit or whatever. Once that's all done, we then order indemnity insurance, and we can't do anything until we get indemnity insurance. And the indemnity insurance costs us guys money. It's about $5,000 per house, right? On average, it's a bit of a rolling scale, but it costs us money, the builder, and it protects you, the client. So basically, what that does is, in case the builder goes bust or something happens on site or blah 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 blah, it protects the client, right? Again, it's another cost that we have to wear. But it protects you guys. So we need the indemnity insurance, then we have to get the BCTIF levy, which is different cost every single council that you go through. But we need that. And then once we have all that together, we start the application for a building permit. Quite a lot, isn't it? Once we get the building permit, bang, we can go to site. But before we go to site, we have to do a couple of things. It's called site preparation. And this can take a couple of weeks. We need a water corporation application done. So we need the water corp application done by you guys. We need the electrical account done. Synergy. We need the gas account done. And then once all that's done, guys, then we can actually pour a slab. I know. And there's a lot there. So you can see how it takes 4 to 6 months, because there's absolutely shitloads that has to be done by the builder and the client and everyone else in between just to get a slab down. So it's not as easy as like, oh, I've signed a contract, when's the slab going down? There's loads that has to be done. Okay? Then from them, we have to organize a site toilet. We have to get it repegged. We have to, well, personally, we laminate all the plans, get them on site, put it in a little lockbox on site or whatever. We get the building permit approval, and then we hand it over to Morgan, our supervisor. Okay, then we've got to book in our prelay, our stormwater if needed, your electrical and plumbing prelay, and then your slab goes down. Okay, then we build the house, which takes 6 months. So, guys, if you're currently going through this stage at the moment, I know how frustrating it is, but I hope this podcast here gives you a bit of in-depth knowledge. If you need any further clarification on any of that, because I could have missed a couple of bits and bobs, because honestly, it's not like one glove fits all. There's so many different varieties when it comes to different gyres, what you need, what you don't need, everything. There's just so many moving parts, okay? But that's a bit of an overview to help you understand why this pre-construction phase takes roughly 4 to 6 weeks, okay? So guys, I hope you enjoyed that. Now, please do me a favor. If you're still listening at this point, just like, subscribe, can you? Share this podcast. Let's get the love. Share the love, man. It's coming up to the end of financial year. It'll save you on tax if you like and subscribe to the podcast. And I hope you have a very blessed week whenever you are, and stay happy. Cheers, guys. Bye.
Please stay tuned, like, subscribe so you never miss anything, and enjoy.